Hey, I've got a question for you. Do you think that this Ryobi 12-inch surface cleaner here is going to work with this DeWalt 2100 PSI electric pressure washer and successfully clean the bottom of this green and brown nasty pool that we just emptied the swamp out of? Well, today we're going to find out. This poor family has been without a pool for 6 months. 2 different pool companies have already failed to get this pool up and running, and so they had to empty it. Pressure is now on me. I have to get this pool up and running now. Will this Ryobi 12-inch surface cleaner do the job? Will it be as powerful as my gas-powered whirly surface cleaner? Can I cut through all of this nasty grime here without leaving any circular streaks? The pressure is on me to pull off a miracle here on this pool and save the day, or I am a loser and my name is Mud. Before we start, just remember that this Ryobi 12-inch surface cleaner can only be used on an electric pressure washer like this one. You can't use it on the gas because it's only rated up to 2300 PSI. It attaches with a standard 1/4-inch quick connect right under the end of the wand, and we're ready for business. Okay, now everything will drain towards the center drain of the pool where I have a utility pump going that runs off of electricity, and it just pumps the water out through that hose. Now I'm using this instead of a sump pump because I don't want to deal with floats and any of that other nonsense. This thing, you just plug it in, it turns on, you unplug it, it turns off. Can't get any simpler than that. Now I've mixed up some of my liquid organic cleaner there, and I'd like to just give it a little pre-soak there. And this will help loosen some of the dirt. Once you determine how long it really takes to clean off a particular area and you find a good rhythm, that becomes your choreography. All right, so you see how it leaves a little bit of swirls right there? So you want to make sure you go slow and you go back and forth over it. It just becomes like a dance. You just kind of go back and forth with it. You have to go slower on certain spots because you get really tough stains. Cleaning through it reasonably decent. Now the reason why we didn't use my big whirly I have a big 21-inch that you can connect up to the gas powered. I don't trust the paint job that was put on here a few months ago, and so I don't want to hit it with too much pressure because I already see some chipping on the steps. All right, so this is my big boy toy right here. This is what we call our 21-inch whirly surface cleaner. This is what I use when I'm normally connected up to the big gas-powered pressure wash to do the big jobs. In some areas you have to go real slow. So this part of the pool floor was sitting out in the dry, hot sun. So pretty much all the dirt has just been baked in. So you have to go real slow, and that's why I poured down all of that liquid organic cleaner ahead of time. I don't want to use any harsh chemicals on this. I just came by to help my friends who are in a bind, and we'll see what we can get done on here. This may look like it's still dirty. It's really not. That's texture. And apparently when they painted this, the paint did not get a pretty good enough even coverage. Yeah, that little pump is putting out some good pressure out the other end of the hose. So there's some of these areas where there's not enough paint coverage, and so it just looks discolored. It's not dirty, it's just discolored. Once we get closer here, it's easier for it to clean off because it was mostly underwater, so it's still kind of wet. But when you hit these green areas, you do have to do a lot of back and forth and slower, give it more dwell time. But it does appear to be cleaning the green areas too. Apparently this part of the pool had much better paint on it. But at least at this point here, the brown stuff comes off a lot easier. It's the green that you got to worry about. So if I go real slow and give it more dwell time as the heads rotate there, it does eventually get most of it off. It still leaves a little bit of green. And here's what they look like when they're spinning. Three pumps here, they all failed. Two of them really didn't work anyway, and the last one finally quit, so I'm using my vacuum here, my rigid 4-gallon. Well, we got it about as clean as it's gonna get. Now it's time to put the vent cap back on. And now we can get the hose in the pool, get it filled up nicely so those kitties can swim once again. And so it has begun, my friends. The pool is filling up once more for the first time in about 6 months. This will probably take till the end of tomorrow to fill up. Here we go, folks, exactly 24 hours later. We filled the pool up. There's just some few leaves and stuff here and there. You can see them at the bottom. But this looks really good. Reasonably clean bottom. Just that area right there of that textured concrete. It's not dirty. It just wasn't well painted. Other than that, the pool's looking really good. Once we got the pool filled up, we called in a highly recommended local pool contractor who has been maintaining it for us every week since then. And every single week, he sends us an email when they've serviced it showing a photograph of what the pool looks like when they are done. And it looks perfect, folks. Well, it's still hard to believe that two separate pool contractors could not figure out what was wrong with this pool. They couldn't figure out why the pump couldn't get started. They couldn't keep the chemicals in line. And here we've been going for a month now, and it's perfect. So there's no better feeling in the world, folks, than being able to solve an engineering issue that two professional contractors could not solve. So thanks for joining us today, folks, and we'll see you on the next one.